Good afternoon. I'm Leah Kim, a rising junior from Bergen County Technical High School.
And I'm Chloe Yim, also a rising junior from Bergen County Technical High School.
And we are board members of the Asian American Youth Council.
Today we would like to introduce you to former Englewood Cliffs councilwoman and the candidate for state assembly in the 37th district for the upcoming November election. We are very honored to speak to someone who could be the first Korean American woman to serve in the New Jersey legislature, Ms. Ellen Park.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Hello, Ms. Park. I hope you're doing well. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Let's start with a question about your student days. I heard you went to a technical high school like us. What was your major and why did you choose to go to that school?
Well, I went to Bronx High School of Science, and I've always been interested in science. So, we didn't really have majors back then. It was just, based science and math oriented. But I still have an interest in science to this day. So, always read New York Times Tuesday Science Times. So, thank you.
That's interesting.
Was it competitive like nowadays admissions?
New York is a little different because it's more of a pass-fail, so you don't have interviews, you don't really have your grades involved, it's just about the test. So I'm sure back when I took the test in 1984 or 5, we just didn't have as many applicants as we do today, so I'm sure it was not as competitive.
I envy you.
Yeah.
And if you could go back to your high school days, what advice would you give yourself?
To be more patient, to be more focused, and try to figure out, early on what it is that I want to do in life. I think it's very important now with there's so many different fields of work that you can do that I think trying to figure that out early is an advantage to young people.
Yeah, thank you for that. And from an outside perspective, many see you as an independent, hardworking, and compassionate person. But how would you describe yourself in 3 words?
I would say those 3. But I would also want to add I am strong, I'm resilient, and I'm savvy. So that would be the 3 words. Right?
I see.
I also heard you have 2 sons. What kind of a mother are you like to them, and do you have any special parenting methods?
I'm not a tiger mom, I think it's really important for the child to figure out what it is their interests are, and so it's not forced. I think, it's just different now, whereas when I was growing up, it was more about be well-rounded, right? So you have to take an instrument or you have to take a different language. And now I feel like if that's not the interest of the child, then I don't want to push. So it's more about guiding them to find their own interest and helping them to figure those things out. So.
Yeah, that's respectful.
Yeah.
What do your children think about your future position or your career?
My sons are clueless, and I just don't think they grasped what it is to be in politics, or for mom to be a politician at this point. They make fun of me all the time, and they keep me very grounded. So I think that's good for now. I mean, maybe in the future they'll understand, but for now, I'm just mom. So.
Now let's move on to questions about your career as an attorney. Since when did you want to become an attorney?
I was basically, when I graduated college, was either you go to law school, you go to med school, or you go into finance. And, I don't think those things are so necessary now. I mean, especially now, tech is a huge field, and there's just so many different positions in tech. But, I don't think I was interested in being an attorney until after college, but I always had a knack for arguing or making arguments, and after college I thought that would probably be the best fit for me.
Oh, that must have been a lot of hard work put into it.
Oh, taking the bar is not easy.
More about what you do in your current job position and some pros and cons that come with it.
Well, currently I work for an insurance brokerage company. So what I do is not actual legal work, it's more quasi-legal. But most of the people that are in insurance that are in the claims department are lawyers, and we review and analyze policies and coverages, right? So it's a lot of reading of insurance policies and what coverage you afford or what coverage the insured has under the policy. So it's quasi-legal. I wouldn't say it's actual legal work, but I like working for the insurance company. I've only been doing it now for few years. And, as far as hours and being a mom, like it works for me. As an attorney, you work so many hours, there's so many deadlines, and my husband is also an attorney. So for our family, one person had to take like a less stringent job. So that was me. So, yeah.
It's respectable how you could maintain your home life and your career life.
Thank you.
I heard you started off as a councilwoman in 2017. What made you want to become a councilwoman?
I think just like this instance, I was asked. I've always been, like I said, vocal. I've always been involved in the community, and people noticed that. And so, I was approached by the Democratic Committee in Englewood Cliffs and the district chairs and the mayor at the time, and asked if I wanted to run for council. And of course I did, so.
Many of us are expecting you to be the first Korean American assemblywoman. What will you do if you get elected?
If I get elected, obviously I definitely have things in mind that I want to pursue. And one of those things that I would love to hire a Korean-speaking a person who can do the outreach programs, because my Korean, even though it's good, it's not great. And so I definitely would love to have somebody in my office who can help with that. Another thing is I would love to have a District 37 website, which doesn't exist currently, and maybe there'll be links to the other municipalities through our website. And I think like information is everything nowadays, and it's just literally a click of a button. Yeah. So we want to make it more accessible for people.
I see. Since this could be your first time as an assemblywoman, who guides you through the duties and responsibilities that are followed through with this job?
Again, I'm part of a bigger whole, right? So I'm part of the Bergen County Democratic Committee, and within the committee, there is the chairman. There's also the different municipal heads, and as well as leaning on my colleagues, Shama Hader, and also the current Assemblyman Gordon Johnson is always there to help me and to guide me. So.
And
very fortunate.
We saw your teamwork, and I wanted to compliment you on that.
Thank you.
And what is your final goal as a politician?
I can't say final goal, because just things in life is about day by day, and it's about how much can I achieve during the allotted time that I'm there, right? It's just like throughout my day, how much can I get done throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the year. And so I don't want to set my final goal, because I would want to try to do as much as possible. So I don't have a final goal, but I do have again, certain things in mind. And it has come to my attention that I think Illinois has first passed a Asian history program at school. That would be something that I would love to do for the state of New Jersey, push for the state of New Jersey, and we'll take it from there.
So do you have any interest in becoming a congresswoman or perhaps a governor?
Wow, I don't, I'm at this point, no. I just take it day by day. Let's get me to Trenton first, and then what happens, it happens in the future, happens in the future.
Aayc has participated in many of your rallies for your campaign, such as door-to-door, get out to vote, and phone banking. What was your impression like of our council?
You guys are super organized. Your organization skills are great. Also, your heart is into the cause, and I am so, again, thankful and honored and just so proud of what you guys represent. So thank you so much.
No, thank you. Yeah. And also, I wanted to mention something when I met you. You always include us in your speeches, and you always thank us. So I wanted to thank you for doing that.
Well, you deserve it. You guys, I feel like I wouldn't be here today if it really wasn't, if you guys didn't help me out. So thank you again. Right?
You're welcome.
Yeah, lastly, we want to ask if there are any advices that you give to young people who are willing to follow your career path?
Again, I say get involved early, see if that's something that you really would be interested in, and don't Don't be afraid. In politics, I also learned there are going to be people that are not going to agree with what you say or agree with your ideas, but that's okay. You can't please everyone, right? And you look straight ahead and do what you need to do and not get deterred by others. So, that's what I would say.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Although we won't ask you more questions, that was the last question we had. Do you have anything more you would like to say?
I just want to, say that, yes, I'm going to be the assemblywoman in the future, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen in November. But that being said, I'm not going to be there forever. And, this is for me to open the doors for young people and others to take over what I hopefully will be able to create, right? Just like Senator Loretta Weinberg has opened the door and she set a precedent. Like I want to do the same. And, I ask that the young people, get more involved, especially Asian Americans, get more involved in politics. And we are here to make change and help each other. So, let's go out and vote, number one, and please, get more involved.
Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. We learned so much about you as a politician and also as a person overall. Yeah. Asian American Youth Council have your support, and we're always rooting for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we wish you all the best in your
Thank
next
you.
steps.
And
Yep.
I hope that our discussion today can be seen by many youths out there as we shared meaningful words, and I thought you gave some very thoughtful advice. And lastly, I want you to know that you are a huge role model to a lot of us first-generation Korean Americans, and I couldn't have asked for a better person to represent us.
Oh, thank you so much. And like I said, it's not just about me. I'm just a representative of you. So, anytime, if you ever have a question or concern, I always tell everyone my door is open. Email me, not a problem. We work as a team. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We learned so much, not only about who you are as a politician, but also about who you are as a person in general in such a brief amount of time. Thank you so much, and our Asian American Youth Council have your support and is always rooting for you.
Yes, thank you. I hope that our discussion today can be seen by many youths out there as we shared meaningful words, and Ms. Ellen Park gave us such thoughtful advice that could be learned by so many people. And lastly, I want her to know that we are always rooting for her, and she's a true role model to a lot of us first-generation Korean Americans. So thank you.
Thank you.